I'd like to start off my talk by engaging you in some little thinking, okay? So I'm going to ask a series of questions, and I will want you to think about the answers to these questions and sort of gather an opinion about the things I'm going to ask. So, what's your favorite color? Second, what kind of music do you like? Third, think about your classmates or your workmates. What do you think of the first person whose name came to your mind? Do you like your pizza crust thin or do you like it thick? Do you like Fanta? Okay. See, we have these opinions about different things in life. Like, we see life differently. We all have our own way of seeing it. And the thing is, people say that opinions define us. So ask yourself, these opinions that you had from these 5 questions and other opinions that you may have, is it really yours? Or is it one that someone put inside your head? I mean, when you think about these opinions and defining you, does this opinion show your real face? Or do they show a facade that you put on so that society can approve? See, society has a tendency to bind us in chains. Chains bound so tight, they penetrate our flesh and infect it. And this ailment, it spreads. It spreads right across your soul, right to the core of your existence. It's in this state of illness that you lose yourself, you lose your identity. You become so sick, there exists no cure but one, you. See, we often put on this facade in front of society of someone who we want society to see when they look at us, not of who we really are. And this is something that we don't even realize. In fact, we go every day, day by day, in this manner. What this has done to us, it has made us non-existent. We have become like a hollow shell, filled with the opinions of those people around us. Jim Rohn, an expert, put it as, we are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. 5. And you see, your status is calculated as such because instead of enjoying the company of your friends and family alike, you allow yourself to be like sheep. Yes, sheep. You see, what a sheep would do is it recurrently lifts its head up to check the position of all the other sheep in the flock so that it doesn't get left behind. You see, the same applies to us. We often just look at what society does and follow. What society thinks, we think. What society has an opinion on, we have the same opinion on. If society leads us into a ditch, we foolishly follow. You see, this constant sheep-like monitoring of society has robbed us of that independence of having our own. You know, it's like liking cheese, but living with people who don't like milk. Before you know it, the self-induced effects will hit you like a truck, and you can't come within 2 plates of a delicious cheeseburger. You know, we're living in a world where speaking out your thoughts has become an extreme sport. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have independent individual thoughts. Some of us don't know that. Most of us don't even know that we don't know. Instead, our whole existence is governed by approval of the masses, and our individuality drowns in the river that flows by the currents of society. Society has this indispensable supremacy over us, and instead of challenging this supremacy, we have allowed ourselves to take a path that leads to its immortalization. Yes, we empower society's supremacy over us. We allow ourselves to become like slaves to society. It's so bad such that we can't even have our own thoughts anymore. We can't even make any decision because we are sitting shotgun to the driving force of our lives. But why? Why do we allow ourselves to be a product of someone else's fabrication? Why? Why is it okay for everyone and anyone to want us to be something they want so that we fit in? Why? Why is it so necessary to fit in? I mean, what good would a crossword puzzle be if all pieces were alike? Ugly. And the same applies to us. You see, we allow ourselves to conform to the sticky arms of society because I believe we are afraid. We are afraid we won't fit in. We are afraid of what others will think about our different thoughts. We are afraid to even embrace our own thoughts. You know, what happened to this desire, this feeling to want to be independent, to want to have your own? Where did it go? Having the freedom to be no one but the person you want yourself to be. Having the freedom to say that you hate the reflection of the sky on the sea because you do. Having the freedom to say that blue is an ugly color, and that you don't even like Beyonce, even though half the world is a loyal member of the Bajan Sea and adores the name Blue Ivy. One thing is certain, and has been scientifically proven, and that is, no two humans are the same. No. Our DNA acted on Kirwa shared that the chances of siblings having the same DNA is 1 in 70 trillion. Often we associate the term 1 in a million to such feeling of happiness when someone tells you you're 1 in a million, you're so happy. Now imagine what it would be like for someone to tell you you are 1 in 70 trillion. Because you are. You see, there is no one like you. The universe gave each and every one of us a gift that's so unique, no two people have that gift, and that gift is you. It's like looking in a mirror. Every day we look in mirrors and we see reflections of ourselves, okay? But what we don't realize is that this reflection is reversed. Now, there's a fellow by the name John Walter. He came up with this concept of putting mirrors at right angles. He called it a true mirror. You see, what's so fascinating about a true mirror is that when you look at it, the reflection that you see is non-reversed and actually shows you an image of how you actually look like when someone looks at you. Your left will be on your left, your right will be on the right, just as in the image. The image of the pen is as it would look like for someone who's standing behind the pen and seeing it from that other side. You see, in order to overcome this controlled society who has over us, we have to have control of our own. We have to master our individuality such that we can walk in the streets full of people naked and see no one. You can sit in a room full of people hurling terrible insults at you and hear nothing. You can look into a true mirror and see a non-reverse reflection of who you really are. Thank you.